Yo guys, it's a Sacred Saiyan here, welcoming you back to another video. Before we get into this video, I would like to thank you all so much for the support. If you like the video, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. I know that most of you watching will say it can't be possible, as even Goku, when being the strongest Saiyan in all of existence, could only use the form for a couple of minutes. So, if a baby was born with the form, then they would die almost instantly. And I agree with you. That is why he isn't born inside of the transformation, but he just has access to it without knowing. All of early Dragon Ball remains the same, as Kid Goku couldn't even be able to last a second in the form, but some of the fights do go a bit easier because he has the mindset of letting his instincts control him. We are starting this video in the Saiyan Saga, where Goku and Vegeta are about to face off. Their battle starts off normal, with Vegeta still being stronger than Goku, but Goku is dodging a couple more punches than normal. Vegeta and Goku both power up their respective beam attacks and fire it at each other, and Goku is about to use Kaioken times 4, but his instincts tell him not to. Because of this, Goku loses the beam struggle and seems to have died, but nobody can see the remains of Goku. Vegeta lets out a laugh as he believes he won the fight, and then he looks at Gohan and Krillin, and they are both in tears. Gohan lets out a scream with tears flowing out of his eyes. Vegeta looks visibly scared, and he then lets out a fake moon to become a Great Ape. As soon as Vegeta transforms into a Great Ape, he looks back at Gohan, and his transformation is complete. Gohan had now transformed into a Super Saiyan. Let me power scale this for you. After Vegeta transformed into a Great Ape, his power level comes to over 100,000. This Gohan only had a power level of 1,000. After getting the 50 times multiplier from Super Saiyan, his power level is still only 50,000, which is only half of the power of Vegeta. Gohan begins to attack Vegeta, but it has no effect. Vegeta laughs and sends a mouth beam at Gohan, and he barely evades it. The battle continues, and Gohan is getting tired out, but then a huge white beam appears out of nowhere. Everyone is confused, and then Goku appears with a strange aura surrounding him. Vegeta shoots a mouth beam at Goku, but Goku slaps the blast away and then powers up a Kamehameha. Vegeta is terrified and keeps shooting mouth blasts at Goku, but Goku is dodging all of them, and then he hits Vegeta with the Kamehameha. As soon as the blast is shot, Goku passes out because of the strain from being in Ultra Instinct, and Vegeta gets knocked out and nearly killed by the Kamehameha. Gohan is about to go give Goku a senzu bean, but then he sees Vegeta's tail, and he tells Krillin to give Goku the senzu bean. Gohan flies over to the knocked out Great Ape of Vegeta, and he instantly shoots a ki blast that destroys Vegeta's tail, and he gets sent back into his base form. Goku wakes up and gets a huge Zenkai boost from not only surviving the beam clash with Vegeta, but then surviving from the strain of Ultra Instinct, and before all of that, the strain from Kaioken. Goku tells Krillin to go give Vegeta a senzu bean, but he is hesitant. Goku then tells Krillin that he should be stronger than Vegeta now, and even Gohan is, because of that golden hair form. Krillin reluctantly agrees, and gives Vegeta a senzu bean. Vegeta wakes up and instantly powers up a blast, but then he looks around and sees both Goku and Gohan aiming a blast at his head. On the other side of the universe, a purple cat wakes up and is in fear of the great power that awoke his slumber. When on Namek, they arrive when Frieza has gathered 6 Dragon Balls but can't seem to find the last one. The Ginyu Force also wasn't called to bring Frieza a scouter, as he had no suspicion of anyone else being on Namek, so he got some random soldier to bring him a scouter. Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan all look at the Dragon Radar, and they see there is one Dragon Ball by itself, so they head over to get that one. They find a secluded house on top of a tall mountain, and they meet Nail. Nail tells them to head inside, and they meet the Elder Guru. The Elder Guru sees that both Goku and Gohan are pure of heart, so he unleashes both of their potentials, but not Vegeta's, as his heart is full of darkness. Vegeta doesn't care, as he doubts it will even increase their power, but when he sees Goku and Gohan's power rise, he is gobstruck. Goku and Gohan ask for the Dragon Ball, and the Elder Guru says yes, and he pleads for them to stop Frieza and his soldiers. They tell him that they will try their best, and they leave to go face Frieza. They arrive with Frieza outside of his ship, surrounded by hundreds of soldiers. Goku tells Vegeta to go inside and get the other Dragon Balls, and then he tells Gohan to fight the soldiers. Goku wants Frieza all to himself. Gohan begins to fight all the soldiers and is easily beating them all. Even when Zarbon and Dodoria try to attack Gohan, he easily defeats them. Goku and Frieza begin their battle, and after a couple of seconds, Frieza knows that he has to take Goku seriously, and he goes into his final form. Goku smiles and begins to attack Frieza, and they seem to be evenly matched. Goku activates Kaioken times 10, and he begins to dominate Frieza. Frieza backs away, and he chuckles. Frieza begins to power up, and then he transforms into his golden form. Goku is terrified by the power he is sensing, and Frieza laughs. When they killed Nappa, they didn't destroy his scouter, and he saw Goku's transformation through it. After seeing that, Frieza decided he would train until they crossed paths, and now it is time to end this battle. Gohan finishes off the rest of Frieza's soldiers, and he sees Frieza standing in front of Goku. Gohan transforms into a Super Saiyan and stands next to Goku. Frieza chuckles, and the fight begins. Goku and Gohan are using coordinated attacks on Frieza, but it has no effect. Frieza begins to pummel both Goku and Gohan. Frieza is about to kill them both, but then he hears someone appear behind him. He turns around, and then he sees Beerus aiming at Frieza with a Hakai ball. Beerus says that the mortal in front of him is too important to kill, and then he shoots a Hakai ball at Frieza, but Frieza then grabs Gohan and throws him into the ball of Hakai. Gohan screams in pain as he gets erased from existence. Tears flow down Goku's face. Thunder begins to strike around him, and he lets out a roar of agony.
You monster! You'll pay for that! You'll pay for that!
Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan and begins to attack Frieza. Frieza is startled, but then regains his footing and is still stronger than Goku. Goku lets out another roar, and a blue and yellow aura appears around him. Goku has now transformed into Super Saiyan Rage. It is not known how to become that form apart from extreme rage, and the rage he's feeling right now is unparalleled. Goku begins to overpower Frieza and starts to beat him to a pulp. Frieza tries to land a barrage of punches and even death beams on Goku, but Goku is so angry that he can't even feel it. Goku powers up a Kamehameha, and it hits Frieza head on and ends up completely obliterating him. Vegeta exits Frieza's ship with the Dragon Balls and puts them next to Goku. Nail appears and asks Goku what he wants to wish, and Goku says to bring back Gohan and Piccolo. Goku will let Vegeta have the last wish, and then Vegeta wishes to become a Super Saiyan, and he does so. Nail then wishes to revive Piccolo and Gohan, and Piccolo is revived, but Gohan is not. Kurunga said it is not within his power to do so. Goku goes back into his base form, and instead of being angry, he is just sad. Beerus is looking in shock, as not only does Goku have Ultra Instinct, but another powerful form as well. Beerus tries to talk to Goku, acting like he didn't just kill Gohan, and Goku stands up. He wipes away his tears and closes his eyes. Goku clears his mind, and then he looks up and transforms into his Ultra Instinct Omen. For the few seconds he has in the form, he powers up a Kamehameha and throws it at Beerus, and it hits him head on and nearly kills him. Goku gets sent back into his base form and nearly dies from not only the strain of Ultra Instinct, but also the injuries he didn't notice taking against Frieza. Vegeta gives Goku a Senzu Bean, and he has an incredible respect for Goku now. And Goku gets a huge Zenkai boost as well. Whis heals Beerus, and Beerus is absolutely stunned at Goku's power. Goku is ready to attack Beerus again, but then Beerus tells him to stop. Beerus tells Goku about the Super Dragon Balls and that they are the only way to revive Gohan, so Goku tells Beerus that he has to collect them. He owes him that. Beerus agrees to this under one condition. Goku has to train with Whis. Beerus may need a mortal as strong as Goku to fight for their universe someday, and Goku agrees to this, as he needs Gohan back in his life. Goku has been training with Whis on Beerus World. Beerus didn't want Vegeta to join, but Whis told Beerus how Vegeta being there could increase the growth of Goku, so Beerus allowed it. Early on in the training, the heart virus struck. The reason for this being, Goku has tried to surpass his limits every day, and his body gave up earlier than in the original timeline. Whis sees this and simply heals him without an issue, so he's cured from the heart virus. Goku senses the death of Yamcha, and him and Vegeta both look at each other and nod. Whis nods as well, and he takes them back to Earth. When they arrive, most of the Z fighters are dead. They see Android 18 and Android 17 laughing over the dead bodies of the Z fighters and over the destroyed Dr. Gero and Android 19. Goku and Vegeta both take on an android each, and their separate battles begin. Even in base form, Goku and Vegeta are keeping up with the androids. Even though Gero saw Goku in Ultra Instinct, he thought it was a one-time thing. And even if it wasn't, he wouldn't be able to make his android stronger than that anyway. Goku and Android 17 are landing blow for blow until Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan and begins to demolish Android 17. Goku is about to power up a Kamehameha, but then someone uses a solar flare on him, and he gets blinded. Imperfect Cell appears and absorbs Android 17. He becomes Semi-Perfect Cell and surprise attacks Vegeta, knocking him away, and then absorbs Android 18. Perfect Cell is born, and he begins to attack Vegeta. Goku is finally unblinded, and he senses Gohan. Tears flow down the face of Goku as he goes towards where he senses Gohan, but he sees Perfect Cell. This Perfect Cell has not only the DNA of a Super Saiyan Gohan, but he also has the DNA of Goku in Ultra Instinct. Cell turns around and smirks at Goku, as he knows exactly what Goku sensed in him. Goku is furious. He thought he finally had Gohan back, but instead it was just his stolen DNA. Goku lets out a roar. Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan Blue and begins to attack Cell. Cell chuckles as he dodges every single attack and lands a gut punch on Goku. Vegeta turns into a Super Saiyan Blue and tries to land a kick on Cell from the behind, but Cell just smacks him away like he is nothing. Whis appears along with the Supreme Kai, and they watch the battle. Goku is letting his rage control him, but then he remembers his fight with Vegeta, and even trying to battle Lord Beerus. He remembers how proud he was seeing Gohan become a Super Saiyan, and then he knows what he must do. He doubts it will work, but he has to try. Goku gets away from Cell and begins to power up. He clears his mind and says, "For Gohan," and then he lets out a roar. Goku is in his Ultra Instinct Omen and begins to battle Cell. Cell smiles and begins to rush Goku, and Goku is actually holding his own against Cell. Goku and Cell are landing blow for blow, and when they are not, they are just dodging each other's attacks. Vegeta comes out of nowhere and sends a final flash at Cell, so then Goku appears next to Vegeta and says a Kamehameha, and both of the beams combine into a final Kamehameha, and the beam hits Cell. Cell seems to be gone, and Goku and Vegeta both smile at each other. Goku is back into his base form and eats a Senzu bean. He then gives Vegeta one as well. They are both fully healed, but then they sense a huge power spike. Cell appears once again and seems to be twice as strong as he was before, if not even more. Cell is about to use a Gale gun on Vegeta and Goku, but then he gets hit from the behind by a special beam cannon. Piccolo tells Goku and Vegeta that he will try and hold Cell off for as long as possible, but he won't be able to for long. The Supreme Kai runs over to Goku and Vegeta, and he grabs them. He then uses the Kai, and they are brought to the world of the Kais. Vegeta is panicking and tells Goku that he needs to become that form again, but Goku says, even if he does, he won't be a match for Cell anymore. The Supreme Kai takes off his earrings and gives one to Vegeta and one to Goku. They ask why, and he says that they will need to fuse into one entity if they want a chance at defeating Cell. Vegeta is reluctant, but he knows that if they don't, the Earth will be destroyed. So he puts his earring on. Back on Earth, Cell has been toying with Piccolo as he waits for Goku and Vegeta to arrive. He only gets Piccolo to the brink of death, as he wants to have more fun with him. He then senses a huge power appear behind him. Cell asks him who he is, and he says,
We're a merged fighter, the combination of Vegeta and Kakarot. Vegito! And here's something new. Vegito!
Cell rushes at Vegito and tries to land a punch in his face, but Vegito catches the punch and then rips off the arm of Cell. Cell regenerates his arm and gets a small Zenkai boost. Vegeta and Cell begin to clash. Every one of them sends a huge shockwave through the entire universe. Every time Vegito damages Cell, he just regenerates and becomes even stronger. Eventually, Cell becomes stronger than even Vegito Blue. Vegito smirks and says, "How about we take this to the next level?" Vegito has told Cell that it is time to take their battle to the next level, and Cell is confused. Cell asks Vegito what he means, and Vegito is just surprised. Isn't it obvious? Cell thinks for a moment, and then he realizes what Vegito means. Surely, he couldn't mean. Vegito is now in Ultra Instinct Omen, and Cell can't even comprehend his power. The power of Vegito is sensed not only throughout the entire universe, but the entire multiverse as well. Daishinkan! Yes, my lord. What is that power? I'm not sure, my lord. Show me the person with that power, Daishinkan. Yes, my lord. Vegito smirks at Cell and tells him that it is useless to resist his power now. Cell powers up to 100% and the Ultra Instinct aura appears around him. The battle begins with Vegito dodging all of the incoming attacks from Cell. Cell tries to shoot Ki Blast at Vegito, but he shoots Ki Blasts of his own to counteract them. Cell is enraged and shoots a special beam cannon at Vegito, but Vegito shoots a big bang attack at it, and it not only destroys the special beam cannon, but also hits Cell and explodes in his face. Only one atom of Cell remains, and he barely regenerates, and he used most of his energy to do so. Vegito smirks and states that he thought Cell would actually be a challenge, but he should have probably just stayed in Super Saiyan Blue. Cell is furious and begins to power up a Kamehameha. Vegito chuckles and begins to power up a Final Flash. They both shoot their beam attacks, and their beam attacks clash. Cell is at full power, putting all of his energy into the attack. On the other hand, Vegito remains with a smirk on his face, as if he isn't even trying. The final bit of Cell's energy begins to fade, and then Vegito's final Kamehameha completely consumes him. Every atom of Cell is destroyed, and Vegito is disappointed. He thought Cell would actually be a challenge. Vegito defuses back into Goku and Vegeta. Both of them are amazed at the power they held as Vegito. Then, Goku and Vegeta both sense a huge power appear behind them, and when they turn around, they see the Grand Priest. The Grand Priest greets Goku and Vegeta, and he says that the Omni King himself has requested that both of them must train under the Grand Priest. Goku and Vegeta are confused, as they have no clue who the Omni King is, but the Grand Priest says that the Omni King is the most powerful being in the multiverse, far stronger than himself and anyone else for that matter. Goku and Vegeta both look at each other, and they nod. They agree to train under the Grand Priest, so then he takes them both to Zeno's palace. Frieza is revived, and this time, so is King Cold. You may be wondering how King Cold died. Well, after Goku defeated Frieza, he got Whis to track down anyone who's connected to Frieza, and since King Cold was his father, he hunted down King Cold and killed him. After forcing a Namekian to make those wishes, they try to make him wish for Frieza to be immortal, but the Namekian then wishes for everyone on Frieza's army to be sent to another planet, far, far away from Namek. Frieza enraged, but King Cold says that it doesn't matter. Frieza doesn't need to be immortal to defeat those Saiyan weaklings. Frieza and King Cold trained for 3 years before coming to Earth. Since they are training together, their training is equivalent to 6 years. The Z fighters arrive and begin to easily defeat Frieza's army. Frieza and King Cold then decide that they must step in, and when they are about to attack the Z fighters, Goku and Vegeta appear. Vegeta attacks King Cold and Goku attacks Frieza. In base form, they easily overpower Frieza and King Cold. They both power up and transform into their golden forms. But even in base form, Goku and Vegeta are still on par with Frieza and King Cold. King Cold goes full power, and Frieza powers up into his most powerful form, Platinum Frieza. Goku and Vegeta both decide that even if it is overkill, they should show Frieza and King Cold their true power and show them how outmatched they really are. Goku transforms into his Ultra Instinct Omen, and Vegeta lets out a roar.
I'll shatter through my limits, in my own way, on my own terms, and then I will defeat you! Now you can finally see my all!
Vegeta is now in Ultra Instinct Omen. Vegeta begins to demolish King Cold, and Goku does the same to Frieza. Frieza and King Cold both try to attack Vegeta and Goku, but they easily dodge every single one of the attacks. King Cold and Frieza are both terrified, and they try to power up a giant beam attack to throw at Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta powers up a final flash, and Goku powers up a Kamehameha. All the beam attacks are fired at each other, and the beam struggles begin. Veins are popping out of Frieza and King Cold, and you can see the agony on their faces. On the other hand, Goku and Vegeta look completely calm, as if they aren't even trying. Goku and Vegeta exert more energy, and they win their respective beam struggles, completely destroying Frieza and King Cold. Vegeta and Goku both go back into their base forms, and Goku says that, even though they were strong, Goku didn't even need to go into his other form. Vegeta agrees, and says that they weren't even stronger than Cell. They stand next to each other, and then Goku pulls out a button created by Zeno to teleport back to Zeno's palace. Goku puts his hand on Vegeta and presses the button. They both get teleported back to Zeno's world to continue training with the Grand Priest. Goku and Vegeta will be sent back to Earth to compete in this tournament, as the Grand Priest feels like fighting against another universe, so the strongest fighters will be good training for Goku and Vegeta. This time, before Goku and Vegeta go into the time chamber to train, the Supreme Kai says that they should come to his world first, as he wants to try something that, if it works, it could be very beneficial in their training. Goku and Vegeta agree, and they go to the world of the Kais. The Supreme Kai gets Goku and Vegeta to try and lift the Z Sword, and they do so without even trying. The Supreme Kai says that they need to start swinging it, and it should help with their training, but it's simply far too easy for it to be beneficial. Goku then gets the idea of testing the durability of the sword, so the Supreme Kai makes the strongest metal in the universe and throws it at Goku. Goku slashes the sword at it, but the sword breaks, and the Elder Kai appears. The Elder Kai tells him about his power to unlock people's hidden potential, but he says he won't do so for Goku and Vegeta unless he gets something in return. The Supreme Kai then tells him that they are the students of the Grand Priest, and then the Elder Kai agrees instantly to unlock both of their potentials. He says it will take a couple of days per person to unlock their potential, but since they don't have that kind of time, they take him into the time chamber, so then he can do it in there, and it will be like no time has passed on Earth. The Elder Kai leaves the time chamber as soon as he has unlocked both of their potentials, and after Goku and Vegeta had trained with the Grand Priest, they had a butt ton of potential. They then decided that they would have to train and experiment with the form for the next 3 years. They both exit the time chamber, have showers, and then they all head to the Universe 7 vs Universe 6 tournament. The team remains mostly the same, with Goku, Vegeta and Piccolo on the team, but since Buu isn't alive in this timeline, and Goku wouldn't need Monokov and motivation, Goten and Trunks would be taking their spots. Goten and Trunks barely pass the test alongside Goku, and then the actual tournament begins. Goku is up first against Botomo, and he instantly realizes his ability. Goku then lightly punches Botomo in the stomach, and he gets slingshotted out of the ring because of his own ability. Now, it is Goku vs Frost. Since this Goku actually hates Frieza, because he is the reason Gohan is erased, Goku doesn't trust Frost at all, and decides to dodge all of Frost's attacks. And when he catches one of Frost's punches, he sees the poison needle, and after knocking out Frost, he tells everyone. The next fight is Goku vs Cabba, but Vegeta asks Goku to swap out for this round, as he wants to teach Cabba to go Super Saiyan, and Goku agrees. Only if he doesn't get kicked from the tournament. The ref agrees, so then Vegeta fights Cabba, but in the main timeline, base form Cabba could decently keep up with base form Vegeta, but this time, Cabba can't even land a single attack. Vegeta, however, still threatens Cabba's family and his planet, which then makes Cabba turn into a Super Saiyan, but then Vegeta just catches all the punches, and then he knocks out Cabba. Now, it is Vegeta vs Vegeta. Vegeta realizes that attacks won't hurt him, but then he insults Vegeta, and Vegeta runs out of the ring, crying. Now it is time for Vegeta vs Hit. He thinks Hit will be another easy opponent, so he remains in his base form. Vegeta smirks and allows Hit to have the first attack, so Hit uses an extremely powerful attack in an exact area that would knock Vegeta out, and it does so. Vegeta is out of the tournament. Piccolo is up against Hit, and even though he is the weakest, he does figure out Hit is skipping time, since he is a smart fighter. Goku and Trunks decide to fuse into Gotenks to fight Hit, but even when going into Super Saiyan 3, they stand no chance against him. It is now Goku Verse Hit. Goku starts off in his base form, and like in canon, he finds a way to work around the time skip, and he begins to easily overpower Hit. Even with Hit increasing his time skip, Goku is just so fast that Hit can't even land a punch on him. And then, Goku decides that he should stop toying with Hit, and he knocks him out. Champa is angry, but he agrees to give Beerus the Super Dragon Balls, and Chi-Chi runs to hug Goku as they can finally revive Gohan. Suddenly, everybody is forced to the ground, as if the gravity just increased immensely. So much so that even Goku, Vegeta, Beerus, and Champa are pushed to the ground as well. A strange-looking man appears and turns towards Goku. Goku begins to start powering up, so whatever's holding him back starts to not be working anymore, as Goku is overpowering it, and he stands up. The strange man is shocked, but then the man teleports everyone back to their respective universes. Everyone can now stand, and tears flow out of Goku and Chi-Chi's eyes. They both know why that man appeared. It was to use the Super Dragon Balls, and now they can't revive Gohan. The Grand Priest and Zeno arrive in front of Goku, and they apologise that they didn't get there in time. But then, Zeno has an idea on how Goku can use the Super Dragon Balls. Replacing Gohan on the team is Goten, who is stronger than in the original timeline, and there is a reason that he is chosen other than that. Replacing Majin Buu, Goku is going to have to take a trip into Hell. Goku arrives and hears the laughter of his enemy from so long ago. He looks and he sees Cell. You may be wondering why I picked Cell instead of Frieza this time. Well, there is multiple reasons. One, Goku hates Frieza too much in this timeline, because he's the reason Gohan was erased by Beerus. And two, Cell is stronger than Frieza. This is because Cell has access to Ultra Instinct. Another reason for this being, this Cell actually doesn't have any of Frieza and King Cold's DNA. The only people that he has the DNA of are people like Super Saiyan Gohan, Goku Ultra Instinct, Vegeta, and Piccolo. So this means he doesn't really have any evil cells in him, since Vegeta and Piccolo both turn good, and Goku thinks that Cell could do the same. Cell asks what Goku wants, and Goku wants to make a deal. There's a tournament with the strongest fighters in the entire multiverse, and he wants Cell to join. And if Cell ends up changing into a good person during this time, Goku will consider reviving him after. Cell laughed at that statement, but agrees to join the tournament, as nobody he has faced in Hell has gave him a good fight. Goku arrives along with Cell a couple of hours later, and now all of the fighters are gathered. They still have over 1 day left, however. They all wonder what to do, but Goku already has it figured out. They can all go into the hyperbolic time chamber. All they need is a lot of extra food, and everyone can come in at the same time. Goku, Bulma, and Whis had already planned this, and Whis has his staff packed with food. The Elder Kai then says that if they will go in the chamber, and they get a year to train, then he should come in with them for the first couple of days. The reason for this being, he can unlock everyone's potentials, and they all think it's a great idea. They all enter the time chamber, and for the first couple of days, people are just sparring while they wait for their turns to get their potentials unleashed. Goten gets the biggest increase because of his hybrid potential. After that, the Elder Kai leaves, and Whis tells them all how they are going to train. Goku, Vegeta, and Cell will all be sparring with each other, as they all have access to Ultra Instinct. The 2 androids will be sparring together because they both have infinite energy, and Whis is unsure if they can access God Ki. Everyone else will go into Whis' staff and stay in there. For the people in Whis' staff, the staff is like a miniature time chamber, so the people in there will get 2 years to train instead of 1, and the training in Whis' staff is a lot harder, but that means they'll get a lot more gains. The reason Whis puts them all in his staff is so they can all access God Ki. After all the time has passed, everyone exits the time chamber, and here is the power scaling. Goku in first, who is far above Vegeta. Then Cell is actually not that far away from Vegeta in terms of power, but is still weaker. After Cell, surprisingly Goten is next. The reason for this being his hybrid potential along with God Ki. Piccolo is behind Goten, but Piccolo has access to God form of his own, where his eyes turn red along with his aura. After Piccolo is the 2 androids, who were already powerful, but with their potentials unleashed, they are close behind Piccolo. After them is the humans, who are weak in comparison to everyone else, but they are still way stronger than they were in the original timeline, and can easily defeat the people who gave them trouble in the Tournament of Power in the main timeline. Whis tells everyone to get into a circle, and then they head to the Tournament of Power. The tournament begins, and Goku easily defeats all of Universe 9 on his own. Universe 9 is erased, and then everyone realizes the stakes of the tournament. Goku sees Jiren and decides to go and fight him. This time, the people who try and get in Goku's way easily get knocked out with a single punch. Jiren and Goku have a stare down. Goku tries to attack Jiren in his base form, but it has no effect. How? Goku has trained under the Grand Priest for years. Jiren smirks and says, for the past year, Goku has not been training with the Grand Priest, and instead, he has. Not only that, but they've been training in a place where 1 year for everyone else is 10 years for them. Vegeta arrives next to Goku. They both look at each other and nod. They both power up. Goku and Vegeta are both in Ultra Instinct Omen, and they attack Jiren. They seem to have the advantage, but then Jiren goes full power, and he has the advantage. Cell appears and begins to help Goku and Vegeta in their fight against Jiren. It is now 3 people with Ultra Instinct versus Jiren. Jiren is being overpowered and pushed to his limit. Luckily for him, he isn't the type of person to let his limits hold him back. Jiren lets out a roar.
It's not possible! I cannot lose! I won't accept defeat! Might makes right, and might alone! Without strength, we have nothing! If I don't win, then all my effort, all I've struggled to achieve, all of it will have been pointless! I'll lose everything just like I did before! And I absolutely refuse to go through that again! I cannot! I will not!
Jiren is in his limit breaker form, and is easily stronger than all 3 of them combined. Goku tells Vegeta and Cell to stand back, and they do so. Goku lets out a roar. Goku is in his mastered Ultra Instinct, and he lets out a smirk. He has finally been pushed to use this form. He's had it for a while, but he's never had to use it. Goku and Jiren begin to fight, with Jiren seeming to have the upper hand, but then Goku starts getting invested into the fight, and it seems they are evenly matched, with Goku possibly having an advantage. The battle continues, and their power on display is unimaginable. Unlike canon, both of them have had over 10 years of training with the Grand Priest. The shockwaves from their attacks knock most of the people out of the arena, leaving only the strongest to barely stay in. Jiren tries to blast at Goku's universe stand, but Goku hits the attack away, and is enraged. His hair sticks up for a moment, but then goes back down. Goku rushes at Jiren, and lands an insanely powerful punch on his face. Goku then powers up a Kamehameha, and throws it at Jiren. It hits Jiren head on, and does an insane amount of damage. Jiren can barely stand, but then he says he has one last trump card. Jiren has just said that he still has his trump card, and Goku is confused. Jiren lets out a roar. Jiren is transformed into his Ultra Instinct, and he rushes at Goku. Any kind of advantage that Goku had is completely gone, and Goku can't even dodge a single one of Jiren's attacks. Goku tries to land a barrage of Ki Blasts on Jiren, but then Jiren just dodges every single one of them. Goku and Jiren clash, and Goku gets a flashback of him and Gohan losing against Frieza on Namek. The battle continues, and Goku is getting beaten to a pulp. Goku gets another flashback of when he was about to revive Gohan with the Super Dragon Balls in the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament, but Hearts appeared and took the wish. Goku is slammed into the ground. Jiren powers up a beam attack to throw at Goku. Goku gets a final flashback of Frieza throwing Gohan in the way of the Hakai Ball, and Gohan getting erased. Goku, with tears flowing down his face, lets out a roar of pure agony. Goku has ascended to a form beyond Ultra Instinct. The rage and sorrow of Gohan not only being taken away from him, but he was also unable to bring him back. It finally gets to him. He failed to use the Super Dragon Balls to revive Gohan last time, but not again. Goku has to win this for Chi-Chi, his universe, and for Gohan. Goku rushes at Jiren and starts to completely demolish him. Goku is dodging practically every attack, and the few attacks that Jiren actually lands on Goku have no effect on him whatsoever. The Grand Priest is watching the battle in amazement. It doesn't make sense. Ultra Instinct is about clearing your mind and being completely calm, but Goku is somehow using his rage to make himself even stronger. Fascinating. Jiren tries to land a punch on Goku's face, but then he dodges the attack and grabs Jiren's arm. Goku then snaps Jiren's arm and punches Jiren into a pile of rubble. Goku powers up a Kamehameha to end the fight, and he throws it at Jiren. The Kamehameha not only hits Jiren, but it hits him out of the ring and nearly kills him. On the other side of the arena, how little of it there is left. Goten in Super Saiyan God is currently fighting a Kefla in base form. When Caulifla and Kale were nearly flung off of the arena from the shockwaves between Goku and Jiren, they had to fuse to just barely stay in. Goten is losing the battle until he stacks his Mystic form on top of Super Saiyan God. He begins to win against Kefla, and then Kefla is about to transform. Cell appears and just punches Kefla out, as he doesn't want to give her the chance to transform. Vegeta one-shots Toppo, and Goku just goes around the arena so fast that people don't even get the chance to blink, and he knocks everyone else out. Goku is the MVP, and is the one who gets the wish from the Super Dragon Balls. He goes back into his base form, and it is now time to decide. He can either revive the other universes, or revive Gohan. He looks up to Chi-Chi, and they both know what each other is thinking. Tears flow down Chi-Chi's face as she nods. Goku wishes to bring back all the erased universes, and it is done. All the universes are restored, but Gohan is not. Goku has been training intensely with the Grand Priest, Vegeta, and Jiren, and is waiting for any news about the guy who took the Super Dragon Balls in the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament. Whis appears and tells him that the name of the person who took the Super Dragon Balls is Heart, and he has just collected 6 out of the 7 Super Dragon Balls. Goku asks Whis if he knows the location of Heart, and Whis says yes, so he tells Goku where he is, and then they all head over to him. They arrive, and Heart was already aware of them coming, so he was just waiting for them. Goku stares at Heart with pure rage. Heart laughs and begins to mock Goku for not being able to revive Gohan in the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament, and even in the Tournament of Power. He saw the entire thing. Vegeta tries to rush Heart while in Ultra Instinct, but then he gets smacked away from a Namekian warrior. Vegeta asks who he is, and he says his name is Zalama. He is the creator of the Super Dragon Balls, and is not from this timeline. They are all confused, and Goku asks what he means. Zalama sees Goku, and is enraged. Zalama gets a flashback of being defeated by an alternate timeline Goku in his legendary Instinct form. Zalama calms down and says that he is from a timeline where Goku was born as the legendary Super Saiyan. They are all shocked, but Goku has had enough of this and is about to rush Zalama, but he narrowly dodges a ki blast. Goku looks to see who it is, and he sees the Omni Priest. This time, Jiren is the one who asks who they are, and then the Omni Priest sees Goku and gets a flashback of Goku in Mastered Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan 4 killing him. The Omni Priest doesn't respond. Jiren decides to face Zalama. Goku wants to face Heart, but he knows that Vegeta won't be able to handle the Omni Priest, so Vegeta faces Heart. All 3 battles begin. Jiren is in his Limit Breaker form and fighting Zalama, and is on the back foot. Vegeta is facing Heart, who has the power of the Universe Seed, and they are both pretty even in terms of power, but Heart does have a very slight edge. Goku tries to face the Omni Priest in his base form and is getting beaten to a pulp, until he lets out a roar. Goku's in his Beyond Ultra Instinct and is fighting the Omni Priest. The Omni Priest does have to exert himself to overpower Goku, but he does so. Goku, Jiren and Vegeta are backed into a corner. Goku pulls out 2 earrings and looks at Vegeta. He reluctantly nods, and they both put on the earrings. There is a blinding light, and Vegito appears. Vegito smirks as the Omni Priest and Zalama ask who he is. Vegito says,
"We're a merged fighter, the combination of Vegeta and Kakarot. Vegito! And here's something new."
Vegito is in his Mastered Ultra Instinct and puts a Spirit Sword through the chest of Zalama and cuts him in half. Jiren rushes Hearts and begins to fight him, while Mastered Ultra Instinct Vegito is fighting the Omni Priest. They seem to be evenly matched, even though the Omni Priest is holding back, but Vegito is holding back slightly as well. Both battles continue, with Jiren nearly killing Hearts, but he barely is able to retreat, and then Jiren comes to help Vegito face the Omni Priest. The Omni Priest is pushed to use more power, as a Jiren Ultra Instinct and a full power Mastered Ultra Instinct Vegito are attacking in unison, until suddenly the Omni Priest is teleported away. Vegito defuses, and Jiren goes back into his base form. Goku says that the battle is far from over, and a very familiar voice comes from behind him and says, "Indeed, it is." Goku asks the strange-looking person who they are, and they say that they are also Goku, but they were born as a Super Saiyan 4. Everyone else is confused, as they have no clue what Super Saiyan 4 is. Goku then asks what transformation he is in right now, and he says that he is in Mastered Ultra Instinct Super Saiyan 4. They don't know what that form is, but it seems extremely powerful, even stronger than Mastered Ultra Instinct Vegito. Super Saiyan 4 Goku says that in his timeline, the Super Dragon Balls were used to revive the Omni Priest, and since he is the only one who could take him down, he has chased the Omni Priest, and he is in this timeline for some reason. Goku only has one more question. Is Gohan still alive in the Super Saiyan 4 Goku's timeline? He says that he is alive, and one of the strongest people in their timeline's multiverse. Super Saiyan 4 Goku puts his hand on Goku's head, and then Goku can see the other timeline's Gohan in Super Saiyan Blue Evolution with Mystic stacked on top of it. Goku smiles and lets out a tear. Goku then asks him what they are even supposed to do against Hearts and the Omni Priest, but Super Saiyan 4 Goku says that he should be able to take down the Omni Priest as he has done it before. However, there is someone he can sense who is just as strong, if not even stronger than the Omni Priest, who has not yet revealed himself. The Omni Priest and Hearts arrive. The Omni Priest sees Super Saiyan 4 Goku and gets a flashback of dying to him before. The Omni Priest asks how he is here, and he says that he got a little help, but that isn't important. Super Saiyan 4 Goku rushes the Omni Priest, and they begin their battle. Goku is about to rush Hearts, but then a Ki Blast hits him. He turns to see who shot the Ki Blast, and it was Gohan. Gohan appears in front of Goku and hits him with an insanely powerful gut punch, and then he smacks Goku into a mountain. Goku is confused and asks if it is the real Gohan. He says that, indeed, he is. Goku asks how it is possible, so Gohan explains. A microsecond before he got fully erased by the Birasok Ball, he got teleported to a strange planet, and instantly healed fully, without a second to spare. Gohan got an insanely huge Zenkai boost from that. He looked to see who saved him, and it was Hearts. Hearts told Gohan that Goku didn't care about him, he only cared about getting stronger, but Gohan wouldn't believe him. Not until the Universe 6 tournament came around and Goku had the chance to revive Gohan, but then Hearts came and Goku didn't even try and transform to stop Hearts. He just let Hearts take the Super Dragon Balls. Even then, Gohan still thought that Goku just wasn't thinking straight, and he was going to try revive him when he gets a chance, but then the Tournament of Power came around. He watched the entire thing with Goku showing off his full power. He saw Goku win the tournament, and Gohan thought that he would finally prove Hearts wrong when Goku was going to wish to revive him, but Goku didn't wish that. He wished for the other universes to be revived, and not him. Even Chi-Chi agreed with Goku for that to be the wish. Seeing that made Gohan finally snap. Then Hearts gathered the Super Dragon Balls and wished for Gohan to become the most powerful being in the entire multiverse. Not only that, but Hearts has been working with Zamasu, and he wished for Zamasu to have an exact replica of Goku's body, and wished for Zamasu to be in that body. Goku Black then appears and lets out a smirk. Goku tells Vegeta to fight Hearts, Jiren to fight Goku Black, and he must fight Gohan himself. Goku starts off fighting Gohan in base form, but he's clearly being overpowered, so he transforms into his Mastered Ultra Instinct. Gohan then smiles and lets out a roar. Gohan transforms into his Mastered Ultra Instinct, and he's overpowering Goku immensely. Goku tries to land a barrage of not only punches but also ki blasts, but Gohan simply dodges all of the attacks. Goku powers up a Kamehameha and throws it at Gohan, but Gohan walks through the beam completely unfazed. Gohan uppercuts Goku and then teleports above him to then slam Goku into the ground. At the same time, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is slammed into the ground next to our Goku. The Omni Priest has grown stronger since the last fight with him, and Super Saiyan 4 Goku luckily has also. Super Saiyan 4 Goku powers up.
Now I'll show you the Kaioken!
Super Saiyan 4 Goku is now using Kaioken times 5, and he rushes at the Omni Priest to resume his battle. Goku sees this as an opportunity to power up, so he lets out a roar. Goku is in his Beyond Ultra Instinct, and he rushes at Gohan. They are landing blow for blow, but Goku's power is constantly increasing while they fight, and he starts to overpower Gohan. Gohan uses a solar flare on Goku, and he goes over to Goku Black. Gohan kicks away Jiren, and he tells Goku Black that the time has come. Goku Black nods and puts his earring on his other ear. Goku's sight has returned and he sees what is happening. He tries to shoot a Kamehameha at Gohan, but it is too late. Dokkan Black is born, and he teleports behind Goku. Dokkan Black transformed into Master Ultra Instinct, and he kicks Goku away. Dokkan Black smiles, as he truly is the strongest being in the entire multiverse, but not just this multiverse, every multiverse. Dokkan Black is basking in its glory, and Goku is extremely worried. Goku tries to rush at Dokkan Black, but Dokkan Black dodges every single attack. Super Saiyan 4 Goku finally kills the Omni Priest, and he comes to try help our Goku. They attack Gohan Black in unison, but Dokkan still dodges all of their attacks. Dokkan Black smacks both Gokus away, and he chuckles. Super Saiyan 4 Goku pulls out a Patara earring, and he says that if they fuse, then they should do the same. Goku nods and puts on the earring. A blinding light appears, and a fusion between two Gokus emerges. Dokkan Black asks what is he supposed to call them, and they say that since they are a fusion of two Gokus, he's just called Fused Goku. Fused Goku lets out a roar. Fused Goku is in Master Ultra Instinct, and he rushes at Gokan. Gokan tries to dodge the attack, but Fused Goku easily lands a barrage of punches on him. Dokkan Black doesn't understand how Fused Goku is stronger than him, but Fused Goku just smirks and says that he thought Gokan would be a challenge, but guess he was wrong. Fused Goku powers up a Kamehameha, and Dokkan Black does the same. They both fire the beam attacks at each other, and they clash. Dokkan Black thinks he gains the upper hand, but then Fused Goku smiles and powers up more, and the beam overtakes Dokkan Black. Dokkan Black is defused, and Fused Goku does the same. Super Saiyan 4 Goku then kills Goku Black and is about to kill Gohan because he didn't want to put that guilt onto the other Goku, but he said that he must be the one to do it. Super Saiyan 4 Goku nods, and he teleports away and returns to his own timeline. Goku and Gohan come face to face. Gohan powers up into Master Ultra Instinct. Gohan begins to have a meltdown, saying that this is all Goku's fault. He didn't save him. He didn't even try and revive him. It is all his fault. Goku then lets out a roar. Goku has finally achieved true instinct. This form allows him to not lose any stamina while being able to use Ultra Instinct, and any emotion he has will make the form even stronger. He tells Gohan that He tried to save him. He tried to revive him. Ever since Gohan was erased, he was been trying to get him back. Gohan tried to attack Goku with a barrage of punches, but Goku easily dodges every single one. Gohan, filled with emotions, tries to land one last punch on Goku, but Goku catches the punch. Goku and Gohan hug, but then he feels Gohan fading away. Goku asks Gohan what is happening, and he says, "The final wish hearts made with the Dragon Balls was that if Gohan ever turned against them, he would be erased from existence." Gohan says that he forgives Goku for not reviving him. With Gohan's last words, he says, "I am sorry." People face a lot of hardships in life. This Goku being a prime example. Even when accessing an insane power